Hi, we are students from Harmony School of Innovation. The science behind our project is basically to understand how sleep deprivation affects people on a daily basis.
Also, how different people respond to lack of sleep. When someone is sleep deprived, it is harder for that person to focus, and we want to get down to the specifics. In today's society, sleep is not as much as a priority as it should be. Usually, this is due to excessive work, anxiety, insomnia, etc. Sleep deprivation is one of the most common causes for sleepwalking, which consequently causes dangerous predicaments. Legally, sleepwalking has caused more cases than one would think, as homicidal sleepwalking has drastically increased over time, along with depression and sleep deprivation. One of the most notable causes is of Kenneth Parks, a 23-year-old man who'd recently been let go from his job due to embezzlement, had wanted to confront his family with his gambling addiction, even after joining a Gamblers Anonymous group. On May 24th, Parks broke into his in-laws' home and assaulted and killed the couple. Fully conscious, he drove to the police station, and while he was asking for help, telling the police on duty that he thought he killed some people. Parks was arrested for the murder of his mother-in-law. His father-in-law somehow survived the attack. During his trial, his lawyer claimed it was sleepwalking. His trial included the readings of an EEG given to Parks. The results were highly irregular. Later, the jury and Parks agreed that Parks should be acquitted due to the jury being unable to provide an answer to the irregular results.
We decided to do a project on how sleep deprivation affects the brain and daily activity. As we put together our research, we found that our body needs sleep to function properly in all aspects. The amount of sleep required for a productive day differs from all ages. Lack of sleep can cause many health problems and minor and major mental problems like lack of concentration, memory shortage, etc. Honestly, a lot goes into this topic. To get as much research and information as possible, our group decided to make a survey. We had volunteers. Some of them would go to sleep at a very reasonable time, and others will stay up very late. The survey contained questions like, what time did you go to sleep, and what did you do to keep you awake and occupied? To try to keep things on track as well as gather more research, we all came together to dissect the brain of a sheep and create a simple brain model. We had to research how to dissect a brain and how to make a brain model. Each of us got half of a brain, there were 2 brains, and using surgical equipment, we carefully observed the brain. We inferred that the brain was probably an infant's due to the size, and there were not a lot of wrinkles. I noticed that nothing looked too different from each other. Like everything was the same color and a lot of the textures were the same. We had a video to guide us through the process, but we found it challenging to follow the procedure. We were struggling to locate the right places to cut and connect areas the video was telling us to observe. We had a video to guide us through the process, but we found it challenging to follow the procedure. We were struggling to locate the right places to cut and correct areas the video was telling us to observe. Trying to locate certain parts of the brain became difficult.
We made a survey which showed real students who would stay up for an amount of time, and they would record how long and what they did to stay up. Afterwards, we asked a series of questions about how well they could focus in class and how they felt the next day. By doing this experiment, we were able to see how lack of sleep really affects people like students and other kinds of people. During our experiment, we discovered that the subjects often didn't choose to stay up. Rather, it was forced due to the amount of stress, homework, and already non-consistent sleep schedules they already had.
Thanks for watching Harmony School of Innovation.